Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19. Today we're going to talk about making memories. Making memories is awesome. I'm going to share one of my own. Okay, it's a cool story. I'll leave an annotation at the bottom so you can skip straight ahead of the story. But here's the cool story. Maybe you just want to stick around for that. I went fishing one day with my cousin. We met a buddy of ours out on the water. We were in a John boat. He was in a Mako, 19-foot Mako flats boat. And we wound up taking our boat out and just getting on the boat with him, which was really cool. We were having a great time. The weather was beautiful. It was gorgeous. So we go offshore a little bit. And this boat can handle, a nice day. It can handle going offshore a little bit. And so we go out to the end of the channel of what comes out of the river. It goes all the way out to the end of the channel, and these things are marked pretty, just in decent enough ways offshore. When we anchor up, we're gonna fish by that channel marker because it's a good spot. Deep water, shallow water. There's a little bit of structure there from a sunken boat or whatever. So we're gonna fish right there, and so we anchor up. We see the storm clouds rolling into the north. And I'm in Florida, Gulf of Mexico, so land is to the north, Cuba is to the south, and we're like, oh, okay, it's okay, everything's north of us, don't worry about it. It's going to continue to push on north. It won't be a problem. Everything, the weather during the summertime moves to the northeast, so we look over to our west and especially to our southwest, and there's nothing there. So okay, we're good to go. We're anchored up. And then all at one time, within, like 3 or 4 minutes, the waves intensify. They go from, nice calm seas to these really, like the 3-foot seas. And we're like 3 miles from shore. It's not that far. We could see shore. Oh, let me smack my mic. We see shore, and the lightning starts. And the waves are crashing over the bow of the boat. And because, the waves go up, and the one in the back, it tilts it down into the wave. So the boat's coming back down into the wave. Waves coming over the bow. There's water standing in the boat. The rain starts. There's torrential rain. So now visibility is like nothing because it's coming down, 2 buckets at the time. And the rain even came up from the bottom. And there's water everywhere. So, well, the guy that owns the boat doesn't know that much about, being a captain of a boat. My cousin's been on a boat offshore, deep sea fishing with his father since he was a very young child. And I was like, you need to let cousin drive the boat. And he's like, well, I don't know. Okay, fine, let him drive the boat. And cousin's like, you got to cut the anchors loose. These are like $300 or $400 anchors. You got to cut the anchors loose. Man, I really don't want to cut these anchors loose. And I'll just pull up there to them. We can't get the motor started. So I'm trying to pull the boat up there because we got, 75 foot of line out and it's like 12 foot deep, which may not seem like a lot, but we're 3 miles from shore and that's pretty average. So I'm trying to pull up to these anchors. The rope's getting ripped out of my hands and the boat just keeps pushing back. The bow keeps dipping down. Water comes over the bow. This is a self-bailing boat, so a lot of it's just going out the back. Well, I turn around and look, and a lot of it's just not going out the back either. There's 18 inches of water. It's almost knee high, where my cousin's standing at the console there, trying to get this motor fired off, and he finally gets it fired off. And I finally get a knife out, the bait knife out, and cut these anchors free. And when they cut free, man, the boat just turns wildly, and it almost goes 180 degrees from the way it was facing. The wave just picks the boat up and pushes it out of the way like it's a bush. Just so we get straightened out. My cousin's like, hey, you need to call and give our position. So I get on the phone, first phone, pick it up, dial, and there's no answer. So I call. It's like I can call my dad and call any of my uncles and let them know, very short message, and they will know what's up. And so this is what I do. And I call and there's no answer. So I call a different uncle and the phone just stops. The phone's dead. So I pick up another phone. There's 3 of us out here. There's 3 phones. So I pick up another phone. That one doesn't even come on. The water's been leaking inside the console and that one doesn't even come on. So the third line, I get a phone call and I've already killed 2 phones. We're about to sink. We cannot get the boat under power. And I call and leave a message because I know this is all I'm going to get out. This is where we went out of. This is what the situation is currently. We're probably going to sink. we are probably going to sink this boat. And we will be lost 3 miles offshore. And this is where we're going to be. Please come find us. It's this time. This is the time. This is where we are at this time. This is what's up. I love you. Goodbye. Click. Phone dies. There won't be any more phone calls. There's not a radio on the boat. That's the last of the communication. Kind of. My cousin doesn't go to church. The other guy's an atheist. Cousin's like, why don't you go up there to the bow of the boat and start praying? I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I go sit down and start praying. They're like, what good's that going to do? It did my cousin good, if nothing else. I believe it did more. But, so we move forward. We finally, as we start moving, more of the water bails out of the boat. The bilge pump is working, but there's just so much, copious amounts of water coming in. We get the boat under control, and we wind up, I don't know, like 15 miles from where we started out, and finally made it in safely. And since we're 15 miles from where we landed, we had to go, hitch a ride, make a phone call, and call people and say, hey, this is what's going on because all these phones are dead. We don't have a radio, and we're 15 miles from where we're supposed to be. Somebody come pick us up, and let's get this boat out of the water because I'm done with it for the day. Point is, I give you some pretty vivid details. I know exactly how big the boat was. I know exactly how many fish we had on the boat, which was like 7 or 8. We were doing okay. Exactly, maybe 7 or 8. I remember some specific details. I remember whose phone made the phone call. I remember exactly where we landed and when we figured out where we were. Because if you don't know where you are coming in to any weird port, it's a little bit funny. It's not something you do every day, so it's not something you expect. Make those memories. You can't make those memories if you are watching TV all the time. You can't make those memories if you're making YouTube videos all the time. And you can't make those memories if you're playing video games all the time. Those things are all fine. I'm not going to tell you not to do them. What I am going to tell you to do is find some memories of your own. Go find some memories of your own and do something so that you can have something to talk about in the future. That's important. That's what life's about. This is kind of work. It's a hobby. It's not making memories. Not really. There are some memories, and there's some good ones. There's some really good friends. But those aren't vivid memories like that. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the memory type videos, I have some more. I made several. Thanks. Have a great day.